Hey, I hope you're doing well. It's occurred to me I have not, I've been so wound up in, proving facts and showing y'all documents and proof about how crooked the Jehovah's Witness code is. But you know what? It occurred to me I've never really properly introduced myself. And since I have so many new followers, in over a month, I wanted to properly introduce myself. My name is Mitch. If you see in my bio, I just put I'm an ex-JW. I don't like to refer to myself as an apostate. I'll mockingly call myself that in the comments when I'm talking to one of the witness fanatics that pop up. I'll let them know, hey, you're not supposed to be talking to an apostate. I'll do it in that sense. But in my bio, I don't refer to myself as one. And in general, when I'm talking, I don't, because it's one of their words that they like to throw around, and they put this stigma on it. When if you look it up in a secular dictionary, it's not what they say it is. So yeah, I don't even, that's another thing. I deny them their joy from calling us apostates and giving us this stupid ass label from the that organization. We're not part of that anymore. So yeah, I am Mitch. That's who I am. I used to be in that religion, although it makes our identity a good chunk of our lives. That's not who I am. If it was, I would still be in that cult. But as an individual, I'm going to start showing you all more of who I am. And I've mentioned it here and there in different parts of my videos, but yeah, I was born in Chicago. My father's job moved us when I was 13 to Houston. We lived in a suburb outside of Houston for about 6 years. And then in 1989, his job moved us again to Atlanta. And so far, that's where I've lived the most, in Atlanta, Georgia, at 21 years. Where I'm at now in the Pacific Northwest is creeping up on that to be the longest location I've ever lived at. So yeah, I wanted to start giving y'all just more little tidbits about me, and so that y'all can get to know me as a person. And so to continue getting to know me, I was married once, got married as a witness. It's not old. I got married when I was 23. To other people that's old, or whatever. But yeah, I was 23 when I got married the first time. We got a divorce in '06, and then the funny thing is, I'm gonna tell y'all a funny story. One of the times I got disfellowship, the longest time, it was the second time, which was the longest. And my wife, she joked with me for years because I had a plan in 2006. I was gonna get out after it was a rough divorce. I was gonna get out of that, do my own thing, and I told my closest friends I'm gonna live my life for 2 years. 2 years I'm gonna do what I want to do, and then I'll go back. And so 2 or 3 months into my 2-year plan, I met my wife now, and she jokes how was your 2-year plan? But yeah, I didn't want to go back then, but I did out of obligation to family, and then just what they put in your head, you need to be in this religion or else you're gonna explode. So yeah, I came back in 2009 is when I came back, and all together we have 4 kids. I had a son from my previous marriage. She had 2 sons from her previous marriage, and then we have a daughter together. And yeah, that's my little princess. At the time, she probably saved my life because I was on a downward spiral. just living life. And yeah, next thing I know, I'm like 37 with a baby. So it just changes your perspective on life and a lot of things. And so they're both on here. My wife and my daughter, they lurk. They like keep me in check, but they're always watching and always looking at posts and everything. None of us are witnesses anymore. Yeah, it's kind of crazy because I spent a couple of years worried about, like, I knew I didn't want to do it, but I wanted to keep them in and keep them going and stay faithful. So that was a big dilemma for me as to timing, as to when I would just leave. So it's like we all left around the same time, left that cult. And, I would say the four of us are a lot happier now. We're being ourselves, shows who we are as individuals. And I'm learning about them. I'm sure they're learning about me. I've always told them things, about when I was growing up and how I was, but the person I was, most recently and doing everything for the organization, it was a lot different from who I was as a teen. So I think they're starting to get to see that side of me, that part of my personality. And yeah, everybody's just having fun, learning each other, living freely, not having to hold to such a rigorous schedule. And we're just enjoying life. And so, like, another thing about me is I've done sales a lot, like, for the majority of my life. So I do sales, marketing. So, that's another reason I'm always running my mouth, because, you have to get in front of people and market whatever you're marketing. And so, yeah, that's kind of me. I'll let you all know in increments, but yeah, it was when I wasn't doing organizational things. That's the majority of my jobs were sales and marketing, and that's just what I like, because I take an interest in people, and I want to find out about people, and I want to know what needs they have and how can I fix it. And I think that's kind of what translated into this community that we're building together. Is, I like hearing you all's stories, and even though I know most of them are hard, hurtful, it triggers, and I don't pry. I just listen to whatever you all are willing to tell me or want to tell me. And I think that's a big reason why I made that video the other day. I just want to provide a place where we feel safe. And, I'm finding out that's what you all have looked for. You had no one, you didn't feel comfortable. And I think, I heard you, and I'm trying to, do my part into making this a happy place for us. We deserve happiness. Like, that organization sucks joy and happiness out of us. So it is high time that we live for us and enjoy ourselves, damn it.